Okay, so is this weapon worth it? I would say it's only worth it if you do not have the right grid for it. If like you're lacking in a lot of weapons, this weapon is probably good to have, especially if you have more than one of them. But is it worth the ULB multiple of them? If you have the time to do it, I don't see why not, because it does look like it's gonna take you a long time to do it. Judging from like what you saw earlier from me, I had like 25 of these. By the time I got this to 300, because you need 150 of this, right? Just to get Awakening maxed out, right? So like, yeah, so like I just go here for example, right? Because I already did ULB this. So in order for me to max this out, I need 150. See? Gets to 15, right? I need 150 for this shit. Or 15 of these. Because technically this gold one acts like this is 10 of these. One of these is 10 of these, right? Similar as the other, you know, like the Emit series Awakening kind of thing. Kind of like the same shit. So it does require you to farm quite a bit. At least it does give you like 3 of them in the said event, right? You do get 3 of them just from doing the said event, because you get 2 of these from exchange rewards. I think you get 1 from doing proud or something. So you can at least get 3 of them. The only problem is that you can ULB it, yes, but in order for you to do the awakening thing, you have to like grind it out. And it does look like it might take a bit. Yeah. It might take you a bit just to get it done. Maybe, I think it took me like an hour or some shit. Maybe less. But yeah, I was mashing EX Plus as well. I'm not sure how bad it is on EX, right? Because I'm guessing that EX is actually gonna be worse in terms of drop rate for the gold one. I honestly don't know. I've only been farming the EX Plus the entire time without like any journey drops or whatever shit. I did, however, have Esther in one of my team. I was using this for one of them. Like the first wave, I always use Babu to clear it. And then the second team, I just OTK this thing. So I just do double long dong setup. This is literally like my Guild War EX Plus team. So that's what I did. Just mash EX Plus. But yeah, it definitely does take a while. So end of the day, it's just really based on whether or not you have the time again. It's the same shit as always. Do you have the time to invest into grinding the thing out? But honestly, I don't think you really should go out of your way to do it anyway, unless you really have the time, like I said earlier. Because end of the day, right, if you can at least just get 1 or even 2 to ULB, right? Like I think the guns, having 2 ULB is kind of nice, but I don't think you really need the Awakening. The Awakening is obviously, if you can get it, you should, right? Because it's a nice touch to it. You just get extra damage out of that. You get extra cap or raw damage, whatever. So it kind of helps, right? If you can't get that, that's fine, right? It's still advisable to try to at least, rather than getting 2 guns, I would totally suggest you to just get 1 gun and 1 fist instead, so you can at least have 1 of each to use like for main hand purposes or whatnot, right? For example, right? Because there are times maybe you do not have like Astro done yet. You can also just technically use this, right? As your Luca wrestler main hand or whatever. It's actually still a pretty good weapon to use, right? If you can get that, yeah, by all means, right? It's definitely advisable to at least get 1 of each instead of getting multiple of the same one. No, the same one. Like yeah, if you can try to at least just ULB the gun, like 2 of them if you're lacking in, like, you know, if you do not have like a lot of like the you know, the very standard setup, right? I'll just show it, I guess. Like if you do not have like the PNS, you do not have like Shalim Axis, you do not have Agonize, for example, or whatever shit, right? If you do not have any of that, you can just slot that shit in there and you're still gonna get some shit out of that, which is still gonna be pretty nice, right? Yeah. it's still nice to have, even though yeah, especially if you're lacking in weapons. If you already have like PNS and stuff, I honestly don't know if you really need a weapon like that. It does look kind of cool, like you put it in somewhat in the grid like this or some shit, right? You can probably, you know, I can like technically just remove this because I don't really think I need a lot of raw damage, for example. Oops. Yeah, I don't think I really need like crazy amount of raw damage because, you know, for that grid, for this grid earlier, I use Black Knight's weapon. Kind of just gives you a lot of raw damage anyway, right? So it's like you don't really need that, for example, especially if you're going for double Hades or some shit, for example, in a grid like this. You don't really need that, you know. You can just slot this in and it's still gonna be good. You know, but especially if you're not using this, because I would assume that not a lot of people will actually go for this, as in Fidel's weapon, because there's no reason for you to go for Fidel's weapon if you are like trying to just get into Hades, right? Because it's obviously better to just go for Agonize, like, honestly. Agonize is like 10 times better to get rather than just, you know, outright just use that shit, because, you know, technically, you see, like, just 2 of this weapon, and like, I think I have a skill cap somewhere. Yeah, my Opus is a skill cap. My skill cap is already at 94%. So that weapon doesn't really do anything, right? So yeah, if you do not have this weapon, if you're using Agonize, it's actually okay, because this gives you skill cap and shit, while that Proving Grounds gun gives you that as well. So especially if you're going for, like, you know, if you want to go for the special thing that gives you extra cap or whatever, yeah, because that's the one I aim for, you know, the special one. So it gives you extra skill cap and the damage cap thingy, right? So if you have somehow already borrowed Fidel's weapon like I did, you obviously do not need that at all. You just really don't. There's no reason for you to go for that at all, because it's really pointless, especially if you're planning to do like full auto stuff. You go double Hades or something, for example, right? You don't really need that, because this is already more than enough. Else, like I said, Agonize is more than enough for that shit. So, end of the day, this one is like, it's only used if you do not have a lot of the said skill cap or whatever shit. Because end of the day, this weapon is really only used because of this. Not really much on this. This one is kind of whatever. Maybe for it works maybe better for, like, say for example, like your OTK setup, for example. If you need like an because end of the day, OTK setups, like, you know, you want to OG and shit, you're using double Long Dong, right? Or Huang Long, whichever you want to call it. You would want to have more EX mods in them, right? Just because if you're not using anything like Primal or Magna Summon, as if you didn't know how that works, if you usually do not have like any like shit to multiply the so-called Primal or Magna mods, right? The technique that the go-to is to just aim for more EX mods in them, because EX mods kind of in a way scale better in grids like these, for example, you know. Yeah, it works better that way. I'm not really sure how to give you like an actual full explanation for that, because this is not a video for that, unfortunately. But yeah, so it's like you could probably put that shit in there, especially, you know, if like you like this is my OTK setup, right? If you do not have this, you could probably put that shit in there and probably might still help you, because, you know, this doesn't really have like crazy amount of skill cap or whatever, as you can see. Yeah, so if like I do not have PNS or whatever, you could probably put that in there and just see whether that works out for you. But I'm very, very certain it'll probably be very, very nice to have, especially if you're going with the attack one, right? Because that will actually give you more raw damage, right? It gives you more raw damage, so it could probably help you more, because this is all EX mods and shit, if you're going for this instead. So it should help you in that way, right? As this is just an example, right? So TLDR is basically if you do not have like PNS, or if you do not have like a lot of like weapons, especially like this two as well. I'm not sure why you still do not have this two yet, but if you're still relatively new and trying to get into like dark or whatever, then yeah, you should try to do your best and see how much you can get out of the 1 week. Yeah, 1 week. On 1 week, because the event literally just started like last 5 hours or so by the time of this recording. So yeah, you have like a week to do that. Just try to do as much as you can. If you can at least, you know, get one of each done, then that's great, right? I think that's already good enough. But if you're planning to do more, by all means, right? I wouldn't really suggest to do that, but like I said, if you have the time, might as well, right? You can get quite a bit of mats out of just mashing Proving Grounds anyway. So yeah, so it's pretty good. Alright, yeah. Is there anything else I would like to say? Probably not. I'm not sure what else to add to this. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know what else to add. I really do not know what else to add to this. But all I can say is I wish you the best of luck on farming this shit in Proving Grounds, because it's quite a pain in the ass. It's quite a pain in the ass, but till then, I wish you all the best in whatever shit you're farming. Till then, I will see you guys on the next video whenever I feel like putting out a new video, right? For the YouTubes. Okay.